When the Rocky Horror Picture Show first hit theaters in 1975, it was considered a flop, earning just $21,245 in its opening weekend in 8 Los Angeles theaters. Critics were baffled by its mix of camp, horror, and musical numbers, and mainstream audiences largely ignored it, but something unexpected happened. Late-night screenings began to attract a devoted following. By the late 1970s, fans were dressing up as characters, shouting lines back at the screen, and turning every showing into an interactive party. Today, the film holds the record for the longest-running theatrical release in film history and has grossed over $170 million worldwide. It's credited with birthing the midnight movie phenomenon and is still screened regularly, especially on Halloween. Blade Runner, directed by Ridley Scott and released in 1982, initially disappointed at the box office, earning just $41 million in the United States against a $30 million budget. Critics were divided, calling it slow and confusing. However, over the decades, its influence grew, especially as home video and director's cuts revealed its deep philosophical questions and groundbreaking visuals. By 2024, the film is frequently cited as one of the most influential science fiction movies ever made. Modern filmmakers and visual artists draw inspiration from its dystopian style, and it's included in the National Film Registry for its cultural significance. The movie's transformation from flop to classic is often mentioned in film schools and pop culture retrospectives. When Fight Club was released in 1999, it grossed just $37 million domestically, failing to recoup its $63 million budget right away. Many critics found it too violent or nihilistic, and the studio struggled to market it. Yet, once it hit DVD, its popularity exploded. According to a 2023 report from IMDb, Fight Club is now among the site's top 15 rated films, and its themes of alienation and anti-consumerism resonate with audiences around the globe. The line, "The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club," has become a pop culture catchphrase, and the movie's twist ending is still debated and referenced in media. The Big Lebowski, released in 1998, made just $18 million in the US and was seen as a minor Coen brothers effort. Critics called the plot meandering, and audiences didn't quite know what to make of the dude. But as years passed, the film's bizarre humor and unique characters won over viewers. By 2023, The Big Lebowski has inspired annual festivals called Lebowski Fests, a thriving market for memorabilia, and even a religion called Dudism. The film is now quoted endlessly and celebrated as one of the most beloved comedies of the 1990s. Donnie Darko barely made a splash in its 2001 theatrical release, earning less than $600,000 in the US due to poor marketing and post-9/11 timing. However, its DVD release was a different story. The film found an audience among young people fascinated by its time travel plot and haunting atmosphere. According to a 2022 poll by Empire magazine, Donnie Darko is now voted as one of the top cult films of all time. The movie's mysterious rabbit and cryptic storylines have sparked countless theories and discussions online, cementing its place in pop culture. When Hocus Pocus premiered in 1993, critics dismissed it as silly, and it barely broke even at the box office with $45 million in US earnings. Over the years, however, repeated airings on cable TV, especially Disney Channel, helped the movie reach new generations. By 2024, Hocus Pocus is a Halloween tradition, with merchandise sales topping $300 million in a highly anticipated sequel released in 2022. According to Variety, the original film now regularly appears in lists of the most watched Halloween movies in the US, a sharp turnaround from its rocky debut. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, released in 2010, was a major box office disappointment, making just $47 million worldwide against a $60 million budget. Yet, its unique visual style, rapid-fire humor, and energetic soundtrack quickly found a devoted audience on Blu-ray and streaming platforms. In 2023, Netflix released an animated series based on the film, reigniting interest and prompting new fans to discover the original movie. Today, Scott Pilgrim is considered a groundbreaking example of comic book adaptation, influencing video game and movie aesthetics alike. Children of Men came out in 2006 to critical praise but mediocre financial results, grossing $70 million globally against a $76 million production budget. Audiences didn't flock to its bleak vision of the future. However, as real-world events began to mirror its themes, immigration, societal collapse, the movie's reputation soared. By 2025, Children of Men is widely studied in film classes for its innovative cinematography and chilling relevance. Rolling Stone recently ranked it among the best science fiction movies of the 21st century, and its influence is seen in everything from TV shows to video games. Heathers premiered in 1989 and made just $1.1 million in theaters, largely ignored by mainstream audiences due to its dark themes about high school and violence. Over time, its sharp dialogue and daring satire won over a cult following, especially on VHS and cable TV. In the past few years, it's inspired a hit musical and a TV adaptation, and its influence can be seen in modern teen comedies and dramas. According to a 2023 survey by Entertainment Weekly, Heathers is now considered one of the greatest teen movies ever made. Office Space, released in 1999, was almost invisible at the box office, earning only $12 million. But with the rise of DVD sales and reruns on Comedy Central, the movie found its audience among office workers who related to its hilarious take on corporate life. According to a 2022 Business Insider report, Office Space merchandise and quotes are common in workplaces across America, and the movie is credited with influencing public attitudes about work-life balance and office culture. Its scenes about TPS reports and red staplers have become legendary, and it's now regarded as one of the top workplace comedies of all time. Dredd, released in 2012, failed to make an impact at the box office, grossing just $41 million against a $50 million budget. The film's gritty take on the Judge Dredd comics was overlooked by mainstream audiences. However, after appearing on streaming platforms, Dredd's reputation soared. Fans praised its intense action and visual style, and it has become a cult favorite. In 2024, rumors of a sequel or TV spin-off continue to circulate, driven by persistent fan campaigns and strong streaming numbers reported by industry analysts. John Carpenter's The Thing, released in 1982, was savaged by critics and lost out at the box office to E.T., making just $19 million. Reviewers called it too gory and bleak. Over the years, however, horror fans and critics re-evaluated the film, praising its practical effects and suspense. By 2025, The Thing is considered one of the best horror and science fiction films ever made. Its legacy lives on in video games, comics, and even scientific research about Antarctica, with its paranoia and claustrophobia often cited as unmatched in cinema.